Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with two of the biggest faces in the gaming and the creator economy. You're going to keep hearing me saying gaming/creator economy. We're going to keep using that put together. And I'm going to tell you a bit about both of them in a second. These are two men with two very different outlooks on how to play out the next few years. They're also two people with very different profiles, I think it's fair to say. So I'll go over to them, I'll ask them questions, and we're going to, in a little while, also be joined by a third person who's going to be joining us on stage. I think she's here. Hello. Lovely to have you. All right, let's have... Come, you can come on stage and join us. Yeah. Mizo, it's lovely to have you come. We were just introducing the audience to our other two panelists. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, let's. I was telling our audiences a little bit about how different these two are. You're obviously a third person there, so we'll come to you in a second. But I want to start with you first, Harnit. So, and let me tell you, our audience, that actually the person perhaps with the oldest storyline, जिससे शुरू करना चाहिए, is you, because आप बहुत सदियों से कर रहे हो. I'm making you sound very old. But we'll start with you, Harnit, for a different reason. So Harnit is someone who, just a few years ago, has a music video that has racked up millions and millions of views. And it's a very cool rap video. So my point is, he's someone who's multi-dimensional. He is a gamer who convinced his parents in the 8th grade, ki mom and dad, let me do this, and they'll let you do this. Walk us through that journey, because you've been to Canada, you've come back from Canada, you've decided this is where you want to build your life. Tell us about that story.
Yeah, so I started gaming when I was 8, and when I was in the 8th grade, and my mother, she's sitting over here, but... Can we get
a hello?
But yeah. She was like, so there was a tournament happening across Ramjas College. Though there was a gaming cafe, and I used to play basketball back then. So my mom was like, okay, I'll drop you to the metro, because I live in Faridabad and we didn't have metro, right? So she was like, and I was like, we need like 500 rupees to enter. Then she's like, oh, to enter, you need to pay. I'm like, yeah. Then she's like, oh, for what tournament? She thought it was basketball because I'm going to a college. But I was going for a gaming event. So gaming happened from there. And during that time, I won. And I won like 10,000 rupees, which in that time was a pretty big thing. And from then, I found my way, like, gaming is something I want to do for the longer period of time. And they were like, okay, it's fine, but like, don't mess up your grades, because education is something that's really important. And I feel after that, once I went to Canada, the whole YouTube thing began and the streaming began. And people started to know me. And once I came back, then I felt like India is somewhere I want to grow, since my majority of my audience is Indian. And I want to have a direct connection with them. So that was why I came back to India. And now I'm exploring majority different sides of content creation. Because apart from gaming, I also do travel, because I love to travel. And then I also divulge into music, and now I'm learning how to create beats so I can create my own music.
Okay, so I'm going to come to each of you and ask you questions, but if you want to say something to something someone else has said, feel free to. Sure. Tanmay, I want to come to you next and ask you. Very different story from the one we just heard from Harnit. Let me just... Oh, you want to... No, please go ahead.
I was saying, like, in this industry, actually, he's my senior. So he's been into gaming before me. I used to play football. तो मैं फुटबॉल खेलता था काफी टाइम से, बट ये मेरा सीनियर होता है कि ये मेरे से पहले गेमिंग कर रहा था प्रोफेशनली. मैं तो बहुत लेट आया हूँ.
But आपको, so let me give the audience a little context about you.
100%.
And I always wonder, you know, when you're on these stages, do you want to be Scout, or do you want, you know, like, how do you want to be referred to? That's a question.
हाँ नहीं, मतलब सब लोग Scout के नाम से जानते हैं, but मेरा असली नाम तन्मय सिंह है.
हाँ. और आपकी, मैं बस, I just want to tell the audience that you're someone जिसे comment section में शाहरुख खान बुलाया गया है of the gaming world 2-3 times. Not like you look like Shahrukh Khan, just that, my God, you're a big deal. But you have taken years to get here, and you have a very, I've seen in your interviews, a very sportsman-like approach to what you do. Can you walk us through your approach and how you think of your brand?
स्पोर्ट्समैन वाला अप्रोच इसलिए रहता है कि मैं खुद एक स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन रह चुका हूँ. लाइक पिछले 7-8 सालों से मैंने प्रोफेशनली बहुत जगह कम्पीट किया है, स्पेशली फुटबॉल एंड मार्शल आर्ट्स में. तो एक कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पिरिट रहता है. तो एक रहता है कि अगर आप एक स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन हो, आप कोई भी फील्ड में जाओ, यू हैव दैट कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पिरिट कि नहीं यार, मेरे को टॉप पे रहना है. तो वो वाली स्पिरिट भले वो कंटेंट क्रिएशन हो या फिर गेमिंग हो, मेरे अंदर रह के मतलब 24/7 रहता ही है. प्लस मैं सिर्फ गेम करने के लिए नहीं करता हूँ, आई कम्पीट इन दैट. तो आई एम ऑल्सो एन ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट. अगर बहुत लोगों को नहीं पता कि ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट क्या है, जब आप गेमिंग में कम्पीट करते हो उसको हम लोग टर्म देते हैं ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट. जैसे स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट होता है वैसे ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट होता है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्पोर्ट्स. तो मैं कम्पीट भी करता हूँ और साथ में लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग करता हूँ, कंटेंट बनाना अब स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ. तो मेरा मेन गोल है कि इंडिया में जो गेमिंग इतना पीछे है, मेरे को उसको वर्ल्ड मैप में पहुंचाना है जिस लेवल पे वर्ल्ड वाइड चल रहा है. क्योंकि बाहर अगर कुछ स्टैटिस्टिक्स आए थे जब कोविड में लॉकडाउन लगा हुआ था, तो मूवी एंड म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री कंबाइन जितना बनाया था उससे ज्यादा गेमिंग ने सोलो बनाया था. तो ऑब्वियसली गेमिंग बाहर बहुत बड़ा है. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि इंडिया में भी अगर उस लेवल पे पहुंचे जहाँ पे ऑब्वियसली मेरे टाइम पे बहुत हार्ड हुआ था मेरे पेरेंट्स को कन्विंस करने के लिए कि मेरे को गेम खेलने दो. जैसे बताया हरनीत ने कि ये भी गेम खेलने के लिए घर पे ऐसे बोल के गया था, मैं भी घर पे थोड़ा सा घुमा फिरा.
कहानी है ये, we'll come to know.
क्योंकि हम कैफे जाते थे और कैफे में घंटे के 100 रुपए 70 रुपए लेते थे. हाँ भाई, बच्चा आदमी उसमें कहाँ से पैसे देगा, तो घर पे से बोलना खाने के लिए थोड़ा पैसे चाहिए तो लेके जाके गेम खेल लेना. तो ये सब कहानी तो सभी गेमर ने करी हुई है. तो ये रही मेरी पूरी जर्नी यहाँ तक पहुँचने की.
So very quickly, and then Mizo, I want to come to you in a second. But tell me quickly, अगर किसी ने आपसे पूछा, because you're saying right now that your goal is to take India to where other countries and their gaming communities are. अगर किसी ने अभी पूछा in 2025, 100% में से कितने % पहुंचे हैं हम?
I think it's just 20%.
Oh,
It's just 20%.
okay, all right.
क्योंकि इंडिया में भी ऑप्शंस नहीं है. जैसे अभी स्पोर्ट्स में वी हैव क्रिकेट, वी हैव फुटबॉल, वी हैव हॉकी, वी हैव डिफरेंट स्पोर्ट्स. In gaming in India, specifically for competing, that's esports, we still have very less games. We still need a lot of games where the whole world is competing. And I still know that we have numbers. So obviously we will have the talents. But we need the perfect platform where people can go and actually compete.
Okay. Mizo, let's come to you now. Aapka, your entire brand, I have to tell you, so ye panels karne ke liye, we have to do research, study. And my point is your social media, is it, just check if it's on for a second.
Hello.
Yeah, it's on. So I was going to say your presence, the way you've built out who Mizo is. So I just want to tell our audience, you look her up online. Aapka YouTube mein your live vlogging your life. And you show, and it takes a lot of, frankly, fearlessness to be as vulnerable as you are to show every aspect of your life, apart from the gaming. And you are front and center a gamer, but you show when you're celebrating, you show when you're out with friends. Walk me through how you thought through brand Mizo, and walk me through, did your parents, family, community, in the beginning go, listen, beta, don't put out so much online. For you, was that a negotiation? How do I think through it?
Okay, so honestly, my parents were pretty chill with me gaming. Like my first PlayStation, I think my dad bought it for me, and then he always supported my passion for gaming. So I've been gaming since I'm I was 12 years old, okay? And I had a PS2, a PS3, a PS4. So, but what they did not think was that I could actually turn this into something that would bring monetary value to me. And that's where I proved them wrong, because they were like, hey, this is just a waste of time and you shouldn't put so much effort into this. Finish college, finish school, which I've done, by the way. I've already finished everything.
No one's doubting you. Don't.
Yeah. No, people usually assume such things about gamers, but I'm just really happy that I'm representing gamers at this stage today. And
you get irritated when people ask you the woman question, by the way. And what I mean when I say that is when people ask you, what is it like to be a woman? Because I feel like there's a cliche almost every time we see, a young woman doing incredibly well in gaming. We're like, what is it like being a woman? I know it's a unique experience and it's different. So how do you does it irritate you to hear that question, or how do you sort of think through it?
Well, my least favorite line that I've heard is, you play really good for a woman. Yeah. Like... That happened a lot when I was playing Valorant, but I guess I got used to it with time. And see, at this stage, girls in gaming, we're at a very, we're not there yet. There are very few girl gamers. And I, as a girl gamer, and a lot of other girl gamers that are not here, we are trying our best to get girls into gaming and to show them that this is a very viable career option for you. And the market is huge. We are just tapping into it. Like Scout said, we're at 20% basically. And I just hope that it just gets expedited everything, like gaming becomes a huge deal in India. I think according to some reports, like outside India, gaming and influencer market is bringing in a lot more money than, celeb business and like movie actors, everything. So I feel like we should focus more on gaming in India. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take this then to that next question. The next question being, how do we get from, you I think said 30%, Tanmay, a little earlier?
30%.
Okay, so the next question then is 20% से लेके आगे कैसे जाएं? And यहाँ पे मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, so Tanmay, in one of your older interviews, you said that the thing I want, and ये आप तीनों की, well, not आपकी कहानी नहीं रही है, but the thing you said is that I want more parents to know कि this is a viable career option. Okay, so tell me, what are the things, give me 2 things, and I'll come to both of you also to ask exactly this. So I want you both to have time to think. That what are the 2 things that you want to see change today? And it can include policy support, for example. Support from the government, because I know the government has done a lot to acknowledge gamers, gaming in the last few years, but what more?
तो इसका एक छोटा सा बैकस्टोरी मैं देता हूँ. मैंने जब गेमिंग स्टार्ट की थी, मैं पेरेंट्स को इसका एग्जांपल नहीं दे सकता था कि भाई ये बंदा भी गेमर बन चुका है, तो मेरे को वो पैशन फॉलो करना है. हम लोग सब फर्स्ट जनरेशन से कि इफ वी सेट इट अप तो फ्यूचर जनरेशन हमारा एग्जांपल दे सकता है. तो पहली बात तो हमें कुछ अच्छे लेवल पे, उस लेवल पे इम्पैक्ट डालना जो हम पूरी एफर्ट डाल रहे हैं. जैसे आपने बोला गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट, इसको हम एक ट्रेडिशनल स्पोर्ट्स को साथ एज एन एग्जांपल लेके चलते हैं. जैसे अगर किसी को क्रिकेट खेलना है तो पहले वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट खेलेगा, फिर स्टेट खेलेगा, फिर नेशनल्स खेलेगा, रणजी खेलेगा, फिर आईपीएल एंड इंडिया टीम. ये एक स्ट्रक्चर है. वी डोंट हैव इट येट फॉर गेमिंग. अगर ऐसा एक स्ट्रक्चर बनता है तो आप सोचो कि हर स्टेट से कितने अच्छे गेमर्स निकल के आएंगे जो अपने पेरेंट्स को बोल सकते हैं नहीं मेरे को जाना है, मेरे को नेशनल्स खेलना है. अगर आपने अगर न्यूज देखा होगा, रिसेंटली इन लास्ट कपल ऑफ इयर्स ओलंपिक्स में गेमिंग आ चुका है ऑलरेडी. इमेजिन अ किड फ्रॉम इंडिया गोइंग एंड गेटिंग दैट मेडल फॉर द कंट्री. उससे बड़ा प्राउड मोमेंट आई डोंट थिंक सो कहीं और रहता है. क्योंकि मैंने जब फुटबॉल खेलना स्टार्ट किया था, मेरा था सपना कि यार मेरे को नेशनल एंथम चलना चाहिए, मैं फील्ड में खड़ा हूं, मैं कंट्री रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूं. तो वो एक अपॉर्चुनिटी आती है गेमिंग के थ्रू कि जिसको गेमिंग करनी है वो गेमिंग कर सकता है. तो एक गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू एक स्ट्रक्चर बनेगा तो आई थिंक वो बहुत ज्यादा वैलिड. और इसमें पेरेंट्स को ब्लेम नहीं करूंगा. रीजन कि मेरे पेरेंट्स भी मेरे को सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे थे क्योंकि उनको मेरा एक फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए. कौन चाहेगा अपना बच्चा ऐसे जगह पे टाइम डाले जहां पे उसका फ्यूचर नहीं है. तो अगर फाइनेंशियल स्टेबल नहीं है तो फ्यूचर सिक्योर नहीं है. तो फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए. तो वो चीज के लिए सिस्टम होना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जो एफर्ट्स अभी डाल रही है कंटिन्यू चलता रहे, आई एम 100% श्योर कि इन फ्यूचर जनरेशन जो भी बच्चा भी जिनको गेमिंग करना है उन लोग अपने पेरेंट्स को समझा सकते हैं, वैलिड एग्जांपल्स दे सकते हैं, स्ट्रक्चर बता सकते हैं कि हम कैसे बन सकते हैं. अभी रोड मैप नहीं था हम लोग जब स्टार्ट किया. अगर मेरे मॉम मेरे को पूछेंगे कि क्या करेगा गेमिंग में, नहीं पता, कहाँ जाना नहीं पता, नहीं पता वाला क्वेश्चन मार्क जो है वो हट जाएगा.
ओके हरनीत, इसी चीज पे आई वांट टू आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन टू. सो हरनीत, एज आई वाज टेलिंग द ऑडियंस अ लिटिल अर्लियर, ही इज समवन हु हैज played games, been a gamer in Canada too.
Yeah.
And I asked you this question, how you would compare the Canadian gaming community or any of these countries. In the US, for example, I know, groups of boys will coordinate कि Sunday रात को हम सब D&D खेलेंगे, and पूरा D&D का culture है. And I asked you कि आपके Indian gaming community पे क्या, what your thoughts are. And you said कि, if you don't mind me summarizing,
It's fine.
कि थोड़ा सा मतलब ही है ये community.
हाँ.
Explain to our audience what you meant when you said that.
मेरी ये जो थॉट था कि मेरे को मतलब ही लगी ऑडियंस नहीं, कम्युनिटी, वो इससे लगी क्योंकि यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत मेरे को ये लगी कि whenever there is a big tournament or when teams/orgs need support from community, they ask for the support and then they're gone till the next tournament comes up. तो मेरे को ये लगता है कि जो actual community है, the people who are following the orgs, they're not inculcated into or they're not entertained properly while the break is going on. तो मेरे को ये लगता है कि एक चीज जो सबसे बड़ी होनी चाहिए वो ये होनी चाहिए कि कम्युनिटीज में रेगुलरली पार्टिसिपेशन हो, जो हमें लोग देख रहे हैं, जो उनको फॉलो कर रहे हैं कम्युनिटीज को, या जो उनका पार्ट बनना चाहते हैं. ये मेरे को लगता है. पर इसके बारे में बेटर स्काउट भी बता पाएगा क्योंकि स्काउट इज अ टीम ओनर So I think he'll be able to shed light more.
Come to you, Scout, in a second, because what I want to ask, Mizo, you're part of a community right now.
Yeah.
You live every day with a community. And I want to know what that's like. You know, first tell us, walk our audience through the process. Ki how does one become part of one of these groups? Do they contact you? Do you contact them? How does it happen? And then tell us what life every day is like when you're living in a house, for example, full of gamers.
You mean boot camp?
Yeah.
What it is like. So when I started out as a live streamer, I was like just 18, 19 years old. And then I started playing with a lot of streamers. Like I started getting invitationals to a lot of Valorant tournaments, COD tournaments. So through that, I think I got recognized by this organization, which is currently leading, and it's called Godlike Esports. So they approached me and they asked me to join their org. So ever since that day, everything has just, took off for me. And the way they represent you, the way they sculpt you to become a gamer and an influencer, it has just been amazing.
Do you feel like Godlike and that community gives you what he was saying is missing in, for example, the life of an individual gamer? We're going to come to you in a second, Tanmay.
No, so I think you are getting
two pieces.
You're getting confused between the community and the orgs.
Yeah.
Community is basically the whole entire gaming.
Yeah, but I wanted to know if emotionally living in an org
When we
like
talk
that
about
would make up
Mizo and the orgs, it's basically different orgs, just like IPL teams.
Yeah.
It's like that. What Mizo is trying to explain, and what Harnit is trying to tell is the whole as a community. When we talk about a community like IPL, we consider different teams inside.
How people support each other.
Exactly. So he's talking about that,
Yeah.
and she's talking about the orgs.
Yeah, I'm talking about the gaming house that you were mentioning.
That's why I wanted to ask you about the experience.
So I don't live in the boot camp, but a lot of my peers live there. A lot of esports players, content creators, everybody lives there. And honestly, looking at their lives is just a blast. It's like a hostel.
It is actually what it looks like.
It's amazing. Like everyone has their own PC setups. They can make whatever content they want. Top-notch production is available at your hands. Anytime you think of a content idea, you can just make it whenever you want. And the org that I'm in, and I'm pretty sure all the Indian orgs, they are super supportive. They take care of everything. So for me, it has been an amazing experience being a part of their organization, and I look forward to continuing it with them.
Okay, now then, see, so the reason I was asking you this was because the pieces that you were saying were missing. I wanted to know if maybe being part of an org helped. But I want to come to you now and ask you. So I'll just go to Tanmay for a second and ask him. So you touched on this already.
Yeah, that's fine.
That you run a team. And you've talked a little bit about how running a team takes a lot of money. Let's just tell our audiences, apart from the players, there are substitute players, there's a data analyst, there's a coach, there are pieces. And when you run a team, that's coming from your pocket.
So I ran a team solo for 3 years. I used to do brand deals and get the money. Then I used to spend them by paying my players, their salary, their travel expenses, their food and everything for last 3 years. Now I got a guy who has the same goal, and he's Rohit Jagasia. So we have partnered together and merged both the orgs. Now our org is called RNTX. So her org is called Gorel, and there's one more org called S12. So these are the big threes of our country.
There's so much I want you to take. There's so much. It's so cool that you guys are the three biggest in the country. Yeah. I mean, Godlike I've been hearing about for years. Yours too. I'm just like, this is.
So I feel there are many more orgs that are coming up, like OG, RG. There are so many orgs that are coming up. It's just that we all started early, so we were able to
first mover advantage.
Yeah, first mover advantage. We got that, and the community. What he was telling is it's still growing. तो लोगों को साथ में चढ़ के ऊपर जाना आता नहीं है अभी. अब लोग साथ, जैसे कि अगर आप इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी देखते हो ऑफ स्ट्रीमर्स या फिर कंटेंट क्रिएशन, सब लोग साथ बोलते हैं जो कोलैबोरेशन, ये टर्म इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा नेग्लेक्ट किया जाता है. कोलैबोरेशन इज समथिंग जिससे लोग साथ में आगे बढ़ते हैं. यहाँ पे कैसा है, यहाँ पे लोगों को आइडिया नहीं उस टाइप का. अगर जो हमसे पहले जो बड़े यूट्यूबर्स जैसे कि कैरी मिनाटी हो गया, हर्ष बेनीवाल हो गया, आशीष संसाल हो गया, इन सब ने अपने अर्ली स्टेज में विद कोलैबोरेशन दे ग्रू. तो ये चीज गेमिंग में आना बाकी है कि जैसे कि अगर मेरे पास एक गेम, मैं गेम गेम ए करके गेम है, उसमें मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, ये गेम बी है, गेम सी है, अगर हम तीनों मिलके कुछ करेंगे तो ऑडियंस को गेम सी और ए के बारे में भी समझ आएगा, वहां से ऑडियंस और बड़ी होगी। अगर मेरे को 100 लोग देख रहे, इनको 100 लोग देख रहे और इनको 100 लोग देख रहे, तो मिला के 300 होते हैं। बट अगर हम सोलो अपनी जर्नी पे चल रहे तो हम कम्युनिटी ग्रोथ साथ नहीं कर सकते।
So वो आपको and Mizo and Harnit join in whenever you want because I don't want to. I want to ask you guys also कि ये आपको लगता है ये Indian attitude का issue है? What? How
No.
No. So then tell me what you think.
So actually, about Harnit's part, like I feel like we don't have enough resources, so we have to fend for like every single org is right now fending for themselves because we are still growing right now. So I feel like जिस दिन ये government ज़्यादा involve हो जाएगी, like we'll get good funding and all of these orgs would like pick up very fast. Like we're still growing, so अभी 3 top orgs है, कुछ सालों में 5 हो जाएगी, कुछ सालों में 10 हो जाएगी, ऐसे growth होगी. But अभी जो stage पे है ना, वो उसमें some orgs have already made it. And वो भी बहुत मुश्किल से, बहुत struggle करके. And his org has made it. I have seen him running an org solo, and now he got partnered with Revenant. So ऐसे बहुत, it's actually very difficult to grow an org at this stage.
And are you saying कि org के बीच में भी, so we're not talking about, I want to make this clear, individual players के बीच में brotherhood नहीं है या sisterhood नहीं है, ये नहीं कह रहे हुए. We're saying that orgs के बीच में.
नहीं, वैसा भी नहीं है। लाइक अभी अगर एक सीएसके फैन और एक आरसीबी फैन के बीच में झगड़े हो रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी कि आरसीबी का ओनर और एक सीएसके का ओनर के बीच में झगड़े।
तो उनके फैंस तो झगड़ा,
फैंस तो देखो, राइवलरी इज अ पार्ट ऑफ स्पोर्ट। अगर स्पोर्ट है, कंपटीशन है, टॉक्सिसिटी है, फैन वॉर्स है, ये तो रहेगा। ये सदियों से रहा है। कभी भी अंदर आप जैसे बोले कि किसी ऑर्ग वर्सेस ऑर्ग नहीं होता है, क्योंकि यार एक ही सिस्टम है, साथ में आगे बढ़ना है, तो कभी वैसे इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कभी नहीं हुआ है। बट मैं बात कर रहा हूं एज अ होल गेमिंग कम्युनिटी। जैसे मैं और ये जिस ऑर्ग से आते हैं, हम लोग वी कम फ्रॉम अ सिमिलर कम्युनिटी, दैट्स BGMI, which used to be called PUBG, and we make content. Harnit used to come from Dota, Counter Strike. That's a different community. तो ये सारे अलग अलग कम्युनिटीज हैं, जैसे कि फुटबॉल, क्रिकेट, कबड्डी, हॉकी, टेनिस, ये सब अलग अलग स्पोर्ट्स है। तो ये जब साथ मिलके होते हैं ना, तब गेमिंग बढ़ता है।
Listen, it's, I mean...
हाँ, थोड़ा सा क्रैश कोर्स जैसा।
No, I was going to say in the best way possible, it feels like हम चकते इंडिया के सीन में हैं और हमें इंस्पिरेशनल स्पीच मिल रहा है कि देखो इंडिया को ऐसे हम बढ़ाते हैं. No, I love it. It's incredible to see the passion.
क्या करें, घर पे इतने सारे प्लेयर्स हैं तो सबको समझाना पड़ता है ना।
नहीं,
आदत लग गई है।
I want to ask, देखो अभी तक in terms of solutions, I want to hear concrete solutions. I want to hear what you guys think are solutions. Of course, it's not our, we can't reach the end right now. But Mizo, you said earlier that you said government support and more funding in general. You said that's road number 1. I want to know more, Harnit, solutions. Because you have, it seems like you are like, all right, I'm doing gaming, but I'm doing other things altogether.
No.
You've pieced out almost.
No, I'm not pieced out.
Okay.
So, अभी जो biggest, जो अभी solution government लाई है, IICT, that was, when it was announced at Wave, that was a game changer.
Just explain to our audiences what that
Okay, so IICT is just like IITs and IIMs, but for creators. तो उसमें गेमिंग भी इनकलकेट होगी और उसमें गेमर्स को ट्रेन किया जाएगा विद बेटर फैसिलिटीज एंड दे हैव कैंपसेस एज बिग एज IITs, राइट? तो ये सबसे बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी होगी और ये मेरे हिसाब से सबसे पहला सॉल्यूशन होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी इंडिया में सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या है कि लोग प्रोफेशनली खेलना चालू कर देते हैं, उसके बाद उनको प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग चालू होती है। जैसे कि स्काउट के साथ भी यही हुआ था कि जब स्काउट प्रोफेशनली खेल चुका था, देन ही केम टू नो, ओके अब इस गेम में ये इंटरेस्टिटीज या फिर ये रोटेशन मुझे करनी पड़ेंगी ताकि मेरा गेम बेटर हो। तो ये इसने खुद डिस्कवर किया है।
तो बेसिकली कोचेस एंड एनालिस्ट जो होते हैं, इसके रिक्वायरमेंट्स हमें बहुत बाद में पता चला कि ये भी रिक्वायर्ड है। हम स्पोर्ट्स में देखते हैं, एक आपका मेडिकल के लिए एक प्रोफेशनल रहता है, एक आपका फिजियो रहता है, एक आपका एनालिस्ट रहता है, कोच रहता है। तो सेम चीज आपके ई स्पोर्ट्स में भी नीड होती है। ऐसा नहीं कि एक प्लेयर कम्पीट कर रहा है बस सोलो है, उसके पीछे और एक पूरी टीम पड़ी है जो उसका सुबह से लेकर शाम तक का रूटीन देख रहा है, मेंटल पीस देख रहा है, उसको क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, क्या स्ट्रैटेजी होती है।
बट ये फ्रैंकली sports में भी, if you just take a look at cricket for example, in the 90s early adoption of data analytics started. Today तो IPL अगर आप देखोगे huge teams, but my point is 90s में जब वो शुरू हुआ था, cynicism था तब, थोड़ा सा cynicism था, A and B, because we've spoken to founders of Indian data analytical companies for sports, and वो ये कहते हैं कि यार थोड़ा सा frankly तब 90s में थोड़ा हमारे खुद की तरफ रेसिज्म रहता था Indian data analytics company hai, we don't want it. We want foreign analytics coming in to analyze, foreign machines, Hawkeye, all of that when it came in later. So I just want to ask you, there's a thinking change that's required, no? Or you don't?
आई थिंक ऑब्वियसली थिंकिंग चेंज ओवरऑल सबका चाहिए कि हम सबको एक गोल में अलाइन होना पड़ेगा. सबसे पहला चीज तो जो है वो है हम लोग की जो जनरेशन, जो ऑब्वियसली हमारे मॉम डैड का जनरेशन है, उनको वो एडुकेट करना पड़ेगा कि गेमिंग इज ऑल्सो एन ऑप्शन.
Which we said.
क्योंकि अभी कैसा लगता है ना कि अभी चलो हम टियर 1 सिटीज में रहते हैं तो हमें पता है, हम अप टू डेटेड रहते हैं.
एक चीज मैं पूछ लूं before we go ahead. I want to know from Mizo ki Mizo, how was your dad so cool about it? Was that a city thing?
He just wanted to see me happy, and he noticed
True
ki
parenting.
I like,
Yeah.
I like gaming. So,
No, but that's beautiful.
Because he initially he got video games for my brother, and then he noticed that I am playing them more than my brother is. So that's when he started gifting me PlayStations, consoles.
So I don't want to take away from where we were earlier. I wanted to know that because I want to know, okay, what does it look like when someone is supporting? But आप कह रहे थे, you were saying a little earlier.
जैसे कि अगर हम लोग थोड़े से रूरल स्टेट्स में जाते हैं या प्लेसेस में जाते हैं, वहाँ पे आई डोंट फील कि अगर कोई बच्चा बोलेगा, सॉरी, कोई बच्चा बोलेगा मेरे को गेमर बनना है, उसके पेरेंट्स सपोर्ट करेंगे. सिटीज में अभी भी बहुत जगह पे ऐसा अलाउ नहीं करते हैं. आई थिंक हमें प्राइम एग्जांपल हमारे नेबर्स से चलता है ना कि अगर कोई बच्चा बोलता है मैं गेम खेल रहा हूँ, पेरेंट्स क्या बोलते हैं, हाँ ठीक है टाइम पास कर ले, फ्री हो जा, फिर पढ़ाई पे लग जा. पर बच्चे का जो इच्छा, उसको अगर ट्राई करने का चांस दो, हु नोस कि वो अगला बिग स्टार बन जाए. तो हमें पता नहीं, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा कि उसको हर चीज बंद करके गेमिंग करनी चाहिए. जैसे हम स्पोर्ट्स के लिए टाइम देते हैं, आज से अगर 15 साल पहले जाए, ट्रेडिशनल स्पोर्ट्स क्रिकेट पकड़ लेते हैं, तो चलो 20 साल पहले तो पेरेंट्स अलाउ नहीं करते थे, राइट, कि नहीं यार स्पोर्ट्स पे नहीं भेजना है, तू डॉक्टर बन या वो बन. बट जैसे ग्रोथ हुआ स्पोर्ट्स का, वैसे क्रिकेट को ऑप्शन देखने लग गए.
Cricket, Abhinav Bindra, I'm thinking of in the 2000s as a shooter, how much he just brought in what that was for all of us. हमें पता नहीं था, you know what I mean? And you're totally right when you say that. But I want to know, so okay, because मैं summarize करना चाहती हूँ. I want clear takeaways from what we're saying. So the first thing we've talked about a little while earlier, when we started, was we said more support, funding, money. We need more money in the space, and government, you said, is one part, but you also said private investment is needed. Mizo, this was your point. Then we came to you, and you were just talking about structurally this change that still needs to come in, how people believe in this. And Tanmay, you were saying that, and you continue to say that the biggest change is mindset.
Exactly.
Still, you still see it as a mindset thing.
100%.
Okay, let's stop for a second now. Tell me this. Do you think India is on the right track? So what I mean is, abhi jo patri chal rahi hai, train, 5 years from now, with gamers like all three of you out there doing such an active effort, and I don't know if our audience knows this, but today when you look up gaming championships in India, audiences, it looked like a cricket match. You know, when I was watching some of the live streams, it looks like cricket matches. So in a sense that race is already happening, right? So I just want to ask you, 5 years from now, where do you see India? And what does it look like for India to lead this conversation? कि हम इंडिया से शुरू कर रहे हैं, not कि अच्छा इंडिया यहाँ तक पहुँच गया है, anything like that. What does original creativity look like in our gamers, for example? Give me that.
Okay, so from 5 years from now, I see creator economy and gaming specifically growing leaps ahead. सबसे बड़ा जो चेंज आने वाला है वो ये आने वाला है कि अभी जैसे स्काउट है, मीजो है, मैं हूँ, we are turning into entrepreneurs ourselves. Like we are creators, we are the face. But behind Mizo, behind Scout, there are graphic designers, there are video editors who are already getting paid. So jobs are being created while we are at this stage, right? And apart from that, more I think people are starting, more creator-founded startups are starting, or brands are starting, specifically in FMCG, fashion category and tech, right? अब उसमें क्या होगा कि उसमें collabs होना चालू हो जाएंगी. And once collabs start happening, तो सबसे बड़ी जो चीज होगी वो ये होगी कि as creators we
collabs हो रही हैं but already.
हाँ, collabs हो रही हैं, पर collabs में जो अब change आएगा वो ये आएगा कि हम promoters से will start turning into co-founders. तो ये मेरे को सबसे बड़ा चेंज जो अभी दिखता है कि 5 साल में
इंडस्ट्रीज में, entertainment में, for example, it's happened in a very big way.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying that's going to come to gaming too.
Yes.
Okay, I want to come to you, Tanmay. Add obviously usi question का answer, but also I want an answer to what do you see India doing uniquely in 5 years from now?
I think अभी जिस ट्रैक पे चल रहा है, परफेक्ट ट्रैक पे चल रहा है. बस ऑब्वियसली हम लोग ऐसा नहीं है ना कि 5 साल पहले जिस पेस पे चल रहे थे वो पेस पे अगले 5 साल चलना है. ट्रैक सही है, बस स्पीड पकड़ना है. अगर हम अब स्पीड नहीं पकड़ेंगे तो बाकी जो कंट्री से ऑलरेडी स्पीड अप है, वो हमसे माइल्स अहेड और निकल जाएंगे. तो ओलंपिक आ रहा है, सो ऑब्वियसली हमारे यहाँ से कोई जाएगा जो कम्पीट करेगा, ओलंपिक मेडल जीतता है, तो वो बूस्ट करेगा इकोसिस्टम को बहुत ज्यादा. क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली हम लोग जब भी स्ट्रगल करते हैं फॉर मेडल्स, इमेजिन अ गाय गोइंग एंड गेटिंग द मेडल फॉर द कंट्री.
डू यू थिंक कि हम उस कस्प पे हैं?
100%.
Okay, cool.
We have the talent, we have the hard work,
Right.
people are doing it,
Yeah.
people are giving in all the time. वो ये कि
It's just a matter of time.
हाँ, कि सब लोग टाइम दे रहे हैं, सब लोग अपना, सबका टैलेंट है, जहाँ पे नंबर्स वहाँ टैलेंट है. सिंपल सा लॉजिक है. एक जगह 5 लोग है, वहां से अगर एक टैलेंट निकल रहा है, जहाँ पे 20 लोग है, वहां से 2 निकलेगा. बहुत सिंपल सा लॉजिक है. बट वही उस टैलेंट को ढूंढना, उसको सही ट्रैक पे रखना, उसको पॉलिशिंग करना और फिर उसको कॉम्पिटिशन में भेजना, वो बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करता है.
Okay, so then I just want to ask, and Mizo, I want to come to you to ask you this question. Chess के साथ बहुत साल पहले यही चीज हुई थी, right? In Chennai, you had Vishwanath Anand go in a very huge way and invest in infrastructure. And today we can see the result on a global stage in our men and our women chess players. I want to ask you, Mizo, where have you seen in India, different cities maybe, where you have seen infra like that be built, either by one player? So someone like Scout, for example, going in there and saying, I want to build. Are you seeing any city say that policy-wise we want to make ourselves a gaming city? Has that not happened yet? What have you observed? You can be frank. You can say, I'm not,
No, I don't think there's one particular city. I think all of the metro cities are on that track. Like, they want to become a gaming city, like Harbour Gamers. But mostly, I think Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi are leading in terms of gaming. And all the gaming houses are located in Mumbai.
So, earlier when we were talking about tier 1, tier 2,
Yeah.
the amount of, give me a rough percentage, the number of gamers when you're competing, for example, that are coming in from tier 2, tier 3 cities, you've obviously, I mean, I know they are coming, but what percentage are coming? Give us more context. Around, you don't have to.
I'm not that well revised when it comes to esports.
Of course,
That's what Scout is.
Is the specialist at? Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of rural talent is getting recognized, and there's
you could say like 30
there's
to
a lot of
40%.
underdogs that we call underdog teams. They're getting to participate in really big tournaments with huge prize pools, like 3-4 crores, like BMPS, BGIS. Like, there are a lot of underdog teams, and all of the players, mostly they're from really remote areas. So,
can I change the pace a little bit, Tanmay? I know you're ready with the point, but I want to change the pace a little bit.
100%.
We have not in the last few minutes, while this has been incredible, I also want to touch a little bit on the people that you are. Because I've been able to, in researching, in just following you guys' careers, get to know आपकी थोड़ी मतलब life की कहानी. But I want to know, if I were to ask you what gaming brings you, and I don't want to know your answer in one sentence. I want you to tell me a moment in your life where you really saw that, okay, this is what this brings me. Let's start with you because
No, it's fine. So what happened with me was I play a game called Dota 2, and it's a very strategy-based game. You can think it's like a combination of chess and basketball. Like, every wrong move and you might get defeated, right? But there's also immense potential to come back. But there's over in Dota, there's a economy-based system, right? And if you don't have certain amount of gold by that a certain amount of time, so you can't buy back if you have died in the game once, right? So I've learned, while gaming, I've learned a lot of how to make perfect financial decisions that are good for me. And that was something that I learned very early in my life.
Okay. How old were you when? Because I know you started playing in class 8.
So I was 16 when I went for the first time to US to compete. And by that time, I had already learned, okay, I need to make better financial decisions for myself.
And gaming taught you that. We need to put it out in the press tomorrow. But no, Tanmay, you've talked a little bit. I think it was your Achilles heel. You had an injury in your legs.
Yeah.
ACV.
ACL.
Yeah, ACL. And that's what led you into this. But that's not the moment. What's the moment for you?
Yeah, for me, like, I get my family from there. I get my family, my friends. I learn a lot of things about history, to be honest. Like, people really underestimate games. Like, if I search for some games and if you play that, you will learn a lot more about the world than from some textbook. Because here you live the character while you play the game. Here you interact with the people in the game. So from that, I have learned a lot of things about the world. I have learned a lot of languages because of that. Like not fluently, but I can understand a lot of things. I know the different
Norse
cultures.
mythology and all
Norse
of that.
mythology, a lot of things. Like you know the culture of different countries, you know the history of different countries, you know what's happening around the world, why the war was started in certain years, everything. So gaming has taught me a lot of things.
It's just, yeah. Mizo, what about you?
What was the question?
The question was,
Yes.
yeah.
What do you have learned from gaming? What have you got from gaming?
So, actually very similar to his statement that playing these open world story mode games, they teach you so many things that the schools won't teach you, like World War, Greek mythology, example God of War.
What
And-
about the people who are, काफी सारे, there, you know, there's a fear कि my kid is, I'm not saying it's a legitimate fear,
Yeah.
but there's a fear people have that my kid is closed in their room for 8 hours, 9 hours playing games. What are they doing? My God, I
See,
just...
anything in moderation is fine. 8-9 hours constant gaming is bad for us also as gamers. Like break is required. So that is a legitimate fear. And if you're gaming, even if you're serious about gaming, I think you should not game itna like for 7-8 hours. Even BGMI has like a time limit. Ki after 6 hours you cannot play the game. So.
I think it's the first time I'm hearing a like cautionary, you know, piece of advice, but from a panel that is so excited about gaming. You know, you're saying do it, but do it with moderation, essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, मैं obviously कुछ चीजों से accept, like I agree with some of her things, what she told right now, कि gaming कोई भी चीज यार हद से ज्यादा होता है वो खराब रहती है. But we being professionals, हम लोग को पता है कि after 3 hours we need to take a break, we go out to refresh ourselves, then we come in. बट लंबे टाइम जो गेम है वो अगर आप compete कर रहे हो, अगर पढ़ाई भी जब करते हो, किसी एग्जाम को क्रैक करने के लिए आप 24/7 खेलते हो. So when you want to become the best, you need to play the max what you
A
can.
balance of hard work, but
exactly.
also moderation.
हाँ, बट आपको मॉडरेशन करना चाहिए. अभी एक बच्चा सुबह से लेकर रात तक पढ़ाई करेगा सिर्फ अगर बुक में, तो उसकी भी तबीयत खराब होगी. उसको भी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी चाहिए. सेम इसमें भी वही चीज है. अगर आप 4 घंटा खेल रहे हो, 2 घंटा ब्रेक लो, जाओ घूम फिर के आओ, फिर वापस बैठ जाओ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. बट यू नीड टू रिफ्रेश योरसेल्फ. आपको मॉडरेशन करना आना चाहिए. कोई भी चीज हद से ज्यादा इज बैड फॉर हेल्थ.
Thank you, all three of you. We've run out of time, but it has been lovely to speak to all three of you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.